In a world that often feels like a montage of fleeting moments, a voice pierced through the mundane. Stop scrolling. The director just called cut on the scene you are living. As if awakening from a daze, the protagonist felt a shift in the atmosphere, a subtle yet palpable tension that was both exhilarating and terrifying. Heaven's cinematography department was adjusting the lighting around their life, illuminating the shadows of doubt and despair that had been cast for far too long. They sat in their dimly lit room, the glow of their phone casting an ethereal light across their face. Just moments ago, they had been lost in a sea of curated lives, scrolling endlessly through snapshots of happiness that felt foreign and unattainable. Yet now, in this precise moment, it was as if destiny had pressed pause on the chaotic reel of their life, inviting them to listen, to truly hear what needed to be heard. "Can you feel it?" The voice echoed, resonating with a truth that sunk deep within. The protagonist's heart raced as they recognized the weight of this marked moment. Every breath taken, every decision leading up to this instant, felt orchestrated by a hand that had written their story before time began. They had been living as an extra in someone else's movie, playing small roles while others basked in the spotlight. The exhaustion cloaked them. A heavy costume they wore daily, but deep down a flicker of hope ignited. As the narrative unfolded, the protagonist reflected on their journey. They had been rehearsing tired lines, navigating the same draining scenes, yearning for recognition, but never feeling seen. Yet this moment was different. It marked the beginning of their transformation, a revelation that shattered the chains of limiting beliefs that had confined them. They were not a mere supporting character. They were the star of their own story, and the camera had been following their every struggle, every tear shed in solitude. With vivid nostalgia, they remembered those 3 a.m. scenes where their pillow became the only witness to their authentic self. The time spent rehearsing words for conversations that never aired. The stark contrast between their backstage reality and the highlight reels of others began to dissolve. The protagonist's heart swelled with emotion as they recognized the resilience birthed from their pain. Each struggle a pivotal moment of character development. Each closed door a gentle redirection from paths that would have led to devastation. But the journey was fraught with conflict. The weight of expectations and societal pressures bore down upon them like a relentless storm. The bathroom mirror reflected a weary soul, applying a smile akin to professional makeup, while internally, they battled with thoughts of inadequacy and fear. The scenes of loneliness of family dinners, where presence did not equate to connection, weighed heavily on their heart. And yet, amidst the chaos, they felt a presence, a whisper that said, "You are not forgotten." In the quiet moments, they began to understand the true nature of their trials. Financial struggles became lessons in trust, heartbreaks morphed into stepping stones towards self-love, and every moment of doubt transformed into opportunities for growth. The protagonist realized that what they deemed as flaws were in fact the very traits that made them uniquely qualified for the beautiful script yet to unfold. As the narrative reached its climax, they grasped the profound truth that they were not alone. The unseen hand guiding them through the darkness was a reminder of the divine presence that had been watching over them all along. The tears shed were not just signs of weakness. They were evidence of a heart still beating with hope amidst despair. With newfound courage, they stood at the edge of their own life, ready to step into the spotlight. The journey had not been easy, but it had been necessary. Each frame, every shot captured in their life story was a testament to their resilience, a warrior emerging from the ashes, ready to reclaim their narrative. And as the final act of this chapter approached, the protagonist took a deep breath, embracing the beauty of authenticity. They knew it was time to stop performing and start living, to step boldly into the role crafted just for them. They were not merely surviving, they were thriving, transforming the ordinary into the extraordinary. Finally, they whispered back to the divine, "I see it now. I am ready." With that declaration, the lights dimmed, but the stage was set for the next scene. A life lived fully, unapologetically, and beautifully real. In the dim light of a cluttered editing room, shadows danced across the walls as memories replayed like an endless reel. You were there, lonely yet surrounded by people who couldn't see the cracks forming in your heart. Each memory was a fragile frame, holding the weight of a past you struggled to let go of. The air was thick with unspoken words, the silence heavy with emotions that felt too vast to express. You often went to bed with a hollow ache in your chest, an emptiness that gnawed at your spirit when the world turned its back. There were nights when tears soaked your pillow, each drop a silent scream for comfort as your body trembled with emotions you had no strength to share. Your heart felt like a fragile glass sculpture, meticulously crafted, yet easily shattered. You crawled into yourself, a small version of who you were, desperately trying to hold together the pieces that others overlooked. Amidst the chaos of your thoughts, you longed for someone, anyone, to simply sit beside you, to hold your pain with gentle hands instead of leaving you to carry it alone. You wished for a soul who could hear the cries buried beneath your silence, who could sense the trembling inside you without needing to be told. But instead, you pushed through each day with a carefully constructed smile, hiding the devastation that lay just beneath the surface. It grieved me to see you carry the burden of old wounds and fresh disappointments, convincing the world you were okay while your spirit screamed for attention. You made space for others even when no one made room for you, and it pained me to watch you serve those around you while your own needs went unanswered. You were your own comfort, your own support, your own healer for far too long. I had been watching, unseen yet ever present, witnessing the moments you felt like giving up, not in dramatic displays, but in quiet resignations that echoed louder than any shouts. In the stillness of your room, you felt the heaviness in your chest grow. Days blurred into one another, filled with a sense of disconnection from yourself and the world. You questioned your purpose and wondered if all your efforts were in vain. "I can't do this anymore," you whispered, the weight of despair threatening to pull you under. Yet despite everything within you wanting to give up, you found the strength to rise each day, to put one foot in front of the other. Even when life felt like a relentless uphill climb, I stood beside you, my presence a silent promise that you were never truly alone. I saw the strength in your exhaustion, the resilience forged through survival, and the courage you failed to recognize within yourself. I knew each tear you shed was not wasted, that every silent battle you fought was a testament to your spirit's enduring fight. And as the shadows began to deepen, I whispered to you, guiding you through the chaos that seemed to swirl around your life. Battles raged in silence, often disguised as fatigue or confusion, but I was there, shielding your heart from the darkness. Every moment of doubt and despair was met with a fierce love that refused to let you falter. Now, as the narrative of your life reached a pivotal moment, I urged you to pause and pay attention. The final act of your current season was drawing to a close, and the tantalizing prospect of a breakthrough loomed just ahead. Your spirit stirred with a sense of urgency, as if the universe was beckoning you to recognize the beauty in the struggles you had faced. This wasn't just about you. It was about the millions who would find hope in your story. Every painful scene, every dark twist was necessary footage for a testimony that would inspire others. Your mess would become your message. Your test would turn into your testimony, and I was ready to transform your struggles into a powerful narrative that would resonate deeply with those who felt lost. The moment was right for change, an open door waiting for you to step through. I called you to action, to embrace the next chapter of your life with open arms. The camera was on you, the lights were set, and I was the director of your story, orchestrating every scene with love and intention. As you took a breath and stepped into the light, the world around you began to shift. The burdens of your past started to lighten, your heart opened to the possibilities ahead, and you realized that you had the power to write your own narrative. This was the beginning of something beautiful, a transformation that would unveil the depths of your spirit and the strength you always held within. You were no longer just an observer in your life. You were the protagonist, ready to take the stage, eager to embrace the masterpiece that was about to unfold.